Hi, my name is Madison. I'm the Community Engagement Specialist here at the Michigan Small Business Development Center. I'm here with Elizabeth today to discuss her business, Born to Bloom Doula Care. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're so excited to have you and discuss this with you. So why don't you tell me, how did your business journey begin?
It started about 2 years ago. I decided that I was ready to go back to school, and I went back and got certified as a doula, a lactation counselor, and a childbirth educator. I originally started out of my home, but we've grown, and I decided that it needed its own space. Meeting in community rooms and things, it was hard to get a good flow to the business. So I decided to open my space here at the Bay City Town Center.
That's awesome. You do have a beautiful space here.
Thank
so
you.
It's really cool to be here. So you started this about 2 years ago. Did it start here in Bay City?
It did, yep. I live
Okay.
on the south end. I'm a lifelong Bay City girl mostly, so.
Awesome. Perfect. Can you tell me some of the biggest challenges that you faced in your journey so far?
I have no idea how to open a business. There's a lot that goes into, the insurance and financial and just things that I don't know. I've worked as a medical assistant for almost 29 years now, and that's been great, but I didn't know how to start my own business, like what needs to go into it, what I should have prepared, things like that.
Definitely a bit of a change of pace
Yeah,
from that,
for
for
sure.
sure. So yeah, and I'm glad that we were able to help you out with that.
Yeah.
So what have been your biggest successes so far? So we've talked about, what the struggle was, but what have you found successful so far?
We successfully opened the space with the money that we had established and did not go over budget, thankfully. So that was a success. Michelle and I discussed a lot of ways to do that and how it was best done. And we have successfully done that. And I have 3 months worth of all of my bills in the bank still. So financially, we're on a good course.
Good, that's awesome. Speaking of Michelle, who's your consultant,
Yes.
which ways did she help you set up for success? I know you kind of mentioned it already, but was there anything else that really you think stood out
So
during your
much.
time at the SBDC?
I couldn't have done it without her. She helped me, not just with the financials, but how to look at my lease, what to be prepared for, things that were red flags. She helped me get an online presence that was more conducive and flowed well. She's helped me throughout the entire process. I couldn't have done it without her.
That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that.
Mhm.
And how did you find out about the SBDC?
Actually online, I was just Googling, how do I start this business? What am I missing? And I came up with the website and I looked at it and I sent in an inquiry, and a wonderful woman contacted me and said, yes, we're going to link you with Michelle. And it's been great.
That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. What kind of advice would you give someone going in to start up their own business?
Don't just jump in feet first. There were steps that I missed that I should have done prior to meeting with Michelle that would have made it flow much smoother. If I would have known, I would definitely contact the SBDC and say, hey, this is what I'm wanting to do. Where should I start? What's the best way? Having that person behind you to call or email and say, what should I do here, is really a benefit.
That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. Can you tell me a little bit about your business, what you do here, where people can find you, how they can contact you, all that good stuff?
Absolutely. I'm located in the Bay City Town Center, 4101 Wilder Road, Suite B 231, across from Zales. I support moms during labor, both before and after labor as well. We do some prenatal visits here. We discuss patient education, things like that make the labor go smoother. We establish a birth plan, and then when labor happens, they call me. I join them at the hospital or at their home if they choose to labor at home for a while. Then we end up at the hospital. I stay with them throughout labor and delivery. Shortly after, once they've had an effective latch, if they're going to breastfeed, I stay usually 2 hours after the labor, and then I follow up with them a couple of times once they're discharged home. And then I also do lactation counseling and childbirth education classes. We also use the space for support groups. We have a mom support group, a teen mom support group, a dad's group, And then we do classes here as well. We do childbirth education. We do a Savvy Siblings class, which is for siblings to kind of teach them about gentle touch and how to handle a new sibling. Just kind of involve them in the birth and everything like that. We also do a grandparent boot camp, which is, things have changed so much over the years, safety regulations and things like that. So we just kind of give them a refresher course. Like, I know it was okay to co-sleep or to sleep, while you're holding the baby in the rocking chair, but we don't recommend that anymore because of risk of falling and things like that. Go through child safety in the car seat, things like that. And then we also do a dad's class. A lot of new dads are kind of hands-off sometimes. We like them to be involved and really help moms. So we teach like how to bathe, how to check the water temperature, how to, feed appropriately, burp, diapers, all that. So we really try to empower the families to have a great experience with their baby.
That's beautiful. So how can people contact you to get into your services?
So you can do it straight through my website, which is borntobloomdoulacare.com, or else you can call me at 248-600-9489.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Elizabeth, and thank you everybody for tuning in. If any of these services that the Michigan Small Business Development Center provides sound interesting to you, please give us a call at 989-964-4904 or check out our website at michigansbdc.org.